So today's topic is prayer. And I think most of us have had some experience of praying. There are a variety of types of prayer. We can repeat mantras or fixed prayers with the idea of receiving some benefit, of receiving grace. Another form of prayer is asking for something that we want or that we need. And in most cases, we're praying to an outer deity with the hope of receiving what it is that we pray for. So today we're going to look at it from a slightly different perspective, which is that prayer is a bridge between the ego self, the small self, and the inner self, the higher self, the Paramatman within us. So prayer is a means of joining the small mind, the limited mind, with the universal mind. And we can ask for anything that we like. We can ask for material blessings. We can ask for wealth, or to find a spouse, or to be successful in our studies, or successful in our career. We can also ask for divine qualities to be revealed within us. So think of prayer as an invocation of that which is within us. So the higher form of prayer is to ask for these divine qualities, not necessarily for material things, but that's okay. We have to begin the spiritual path exactly where we are. So my teacher, Swami Muktananda, would give darshan. And people would come up and ask for whatever it was that they wanted, to find a spouse, to have a child, to make more money, to get a good job, to get grades in school. And he would bless them, and in time they would actually receive what it was that they had asked for. And one of his disciples, when I was present, asked him, he said, when you have the highest knowledge to give, why is it that you give the people that come what they want? And my Baba said something that really struck me. He said, when people come, I give them what they want so that they will come to want what I truly have to give, which is knowledge of the self. So it's important to be honest with ourselves exactly where we are. What do we really, truly desire in our heart of hearts? And prayer is a means for achieving that. So I'm going to introduce you to a form of prayer that I use. In fact, I pray before I do each of these talks. So the first step is to recognize that we're not invoking an outer deity. It's okay to do that. If you want to invoke your Ishta Devata as a means of drawing forth that energy, that's fine. In this form, we recognize that exterior deity is really a symbol for our own inner self. So in this process, we sit quietly, and just like we do in our regular meditations, prayer is a form of meditation. We draw our senses within. We quiet the mind. We bring ourselves to a place of quiet. And then we consciously and intentionally center ourselves in the heart. So in this form of prayer, we're not asking from a position of mental requisition. We're really looking at this request as a prayer of the heart. You know, there have been studies done on what sort of prayer is effective. And they found two things in their researches. One, that it's not so much the brain generating thoughts that creates the results, but it's really going to a deeper level, to the level of the heart, and really trusting and believing that the prayer will be answered. So this is a key component of praying, is to pray with the certainty that prayer will be answered. So into this space of silence, we insert our prayer. Then we ask for what it is that we want, and we turn it over to our own inner consciousness with the full expectation that it's already been granted, that in consciousness it's granted. So let's actually do this practice together. Close your eyes. Turn within. Withdraw your senses and awareness from the outer world. Bring your awareness to the heart. Center yourself in the heart. And invoke your own inner self. Call forth that inner consciousness to reveal itself within. And from this space of quiet centeredness in the heart, ask. Ask for what it is that you want. Feeling that you've already received that. So we'll sit quietly for just a couple of minutes, requesting what it is that you want, and feeling grateful that you've received it. So we'll sit quietly for a couple of minutes in this inner awareness. Now, as we close this prayer, this form of meditation, I ask you to express to your inner self gratitude, knowing that you've already received this, that in divine consciousness, it's just waiting to express itself, to manifest itself in the outer world. So feeling that you've received this gift that you've asked for, feel grateful, feel gratitude. And so this is a form of prayer, the form that I use. In fact, I do this form before I give each talk. So I encourage you to practice this on your own. Whenever you recognize that you have a desire, a need, a want, this can be truly effective. Namaste.